But I promised Mr. Krabs I wouldn't go near another... Oh no, Mr. Krabs told me all about you. You are a liar, a deceiver. I'll never fall for your tricks again. Never! Is this seat taken?
I don't think I've had a more intense love-hate relationship with a video game like I have with Rivals. It is an absolute hell zone right now for numerous reasons, but it's especially true for someone who's never had experience in the genre, someone who's starting from the very bottom, someone kinda like me. Now, when I say starting from the bottom, I really mean it. Prior to this game, I had zero experience in anything related to shooters. It is just a complete void in my set of skills. I had not put any points towards that part of my skill tree just because I've never played anything that needed it. I actually didn't even plan to get into Rivals because honestly I just prefer other games, but I decided to come around to it since a lot of my college and online friends were playing it at the time, and it piqued my interest enough where I finally decided to give it a chance. Now, let me tell you, when I started playing, it was really bad. I could not aim to save my life. I had no sense of positioning or what positioning even meant. I had no understanding of cooldowns or what an ult economy was. Straight up, I didn't know what the fuck was going on, or who I was, or what I was doing. It clearly showed in my gameplay as well, because for my first month of playing ranked, I was comfortably hard stuck in bronze. And I actually have a video of some of my earliest games trying out Marvel Rivals, and it is, oh my god, it is just horrible. You would have thought that I was actively throwing the match on purpose just because of how bad the gameplay is. If you somehow watch that video, I would be careful. It is some pretty awful gameplay. But despite me being clearly terrible and in desperate need of help, I still had a lot of fun learning and playing the game. It was a completely new genre to me, and I still had a lot of friends playing it. So naturally, I also just kept playing it, trying to improve and absorb as much knowledge as I can. Now, at this point of the video, you might be thinking this is where I get some huge surge of skill and become really good at the game, and I am just like some top 1% eternity player. But to be honest, it kind of got worse for me. Now, fortunately, I have a few friends who are either really good in Overwatch 2 or in Rivals itself, and they're generous enough to help me review my gameplay on what to improve on. And the conclusion was, I needed to improve everything. It felt like everything that I could do wrong, I did do wrong. It was just super embarrassing when I asked for help on like some of the simplest things. Particularly my aim. My aim was just, oh my god, okay. To show you how bad it was, my friend who VOD reviews my matches actually has a clip showcasing my aim, and it is some of the most pathetic tracking you'll ever see from a person. It's bad. It's really bad. The learning curve of improving, and particularly in a genre that I've never played in, it honestly didn't even feel like a steep upwards curve. It felt like I was running straight into a 90-degree angled wall. Every time I would ask my friends to see what I was doing wrong in my gameplay, it would always be some fundamental mistake that I've already made what seemed like 1,000 times already. And it really sucks making the same mistakes over and over and over again. But it just keeps happening. I don't know. I don't know. This cycle of playing ranked and then getting my matches reviewed by my friends would go on for about 3 months. And that would get to this point where my current rank is now, which is Platinum. I was actually hoping to make this video when I hit Diamond, which is the next rank above Platinum. But to be honest, my skill level, it is just not good enough to get to that rank. It's just completely honest. I can't do it, man. I can't.
This is all I got. This is all I got. This is all I got.
Now, and despite making a lot of forward progress, I still felt like I hadn't really gotten that much better, because it felt like I was always bottom fragging and getting carried by my teammates. And it wasn't really obvious to me until one day my friend made a random remark about my gameplay that really cut deeply into me. He told me that I had no impact in the games I played, and that could not have been a more true statement. To show you how true that is, I want to bring up being the MVP in the game. Now, just a disclaimer, the MVP can a lot of times be arbitrary, and the scoreboard doesn't fully show a person's impact on the game, but there is a point that I want to make with this. Now, just for some basic understanding, the game rewards the person who performs the best on the winning team the MVP status. Now, I play mostly duelists, and especially recently, I believe duelists have an easier time getting MVP. But even as someone who plays this role, I did not get my first MVP until April 20th in a silver game, which at that point I had already been playing the game for like a solid 1.5 months. And the worst part is I actually didn't even get MVP on my main role. I was actually filling as healer playing dagger that match. And I didn't even get my first MVP as duelist until I think May 18th, which was 2.5 months in playing the game consistently. And it kind of shows that, yeah, as of now, I kind of don't have impact on the matches I win, which is a little tragic, but it feels like despite my best efforts to ask for advice, looking at resources, and just trying to improve, it ultimately kind of doesn't matter because I don't even provide enough value for any team I play with. Now, there are some other stuff I could talk about, like my personal experience with toxic teammates and the matchmaking, especially the matchmaking, because I've had my fair share of lost streaks that made me want to end it all. But I want to wrap it up here. Despite being a chronic doomer throughout this video, the reason I still play Rivals is because I think the game is honestly a lot of fun, and there's a lot of enjoyment to get out of it. The art style is cool, the gameplay is something new and fresh to me, and a lot of my friends are still playing this game. There's still a lot to learn playing, and I hope to continue and just get a lot better. And through my improvement, I hope that maybe, just maybe, I could be somewhat impactful in my own matches.